Let's talk about content, baby. The creator economy is massive and growing so quickly. The numbers are absolutely staggering. Just in June, Forbes wrote that the creator economy has moved beyond niche marketing. It is now central to how brands build trust and grow. It's a $250 billion global force that's reshaping how brands build loyalty, drive engagement, and grow their businesses. Once it was viewed as a playground for influencers, but today's creator economy is the center of serious business strategies, and it's only getting bigger. Goldman Sachs predicts that it could double by 2027. Incredible. There is so much opportunity that we have right now to use our content as part of our serious business strategy, as Forbes said. And yet, there's a problem. Tell me if this is you. Some of you may have experienced a slowdown in your engagement. Maybe it's crickets out there. Maybe you're not getting your ideal clients through, talking about things, having great, valuable conversations, asking you for those links, getting ready to get involved in your community and in what you're doing. Maybe you know that there are so many just creative things inside of you just waiting to come out, but there's a problem. There's something happening. They're not being unlocked. You're not allowing yourself to say what you want to say. I meet so many incredible business owners and entrepreneurs out there who have passion, have experience, have expertise, have knowledge, have personality, and it is not coming out. Their content is boring. It's vanilla. It's plain. It's not lighting a fire in their people, and you can see it in the results. It's not bringing people in. It's not kind of taking off and popping off, right? We got to fix that. And I know that there are major, major things at play here that are energetic, that are confidence wise, that are strategic, etc. Your content deserves to shine. And I'm going to help you do that. So in this podcast, I can't wait to get into talking about some of the nitty gritty of how you are sabotaging your content and not really taking up this opportunity. We have so much to talk about. We're going to break this cycle today, right now, right here. Let's get into it. Recently, when I think about creators and people who are just have so much to say but aren't really fully saying it, right? The content is boring. And that cannot be. We cannot have boring content. We cannot have vanilla content because now there's so much competition for space, right? And I'm not just talking about other people that are doing the same thing that you're doing. Yes, of course, the marketplace is more crowded. It's not the same as it was back in 2018 on Instagram. Like, this is completely different now. Whether we're talking podcasting, TikTok, YouTube, threads, like whatever we're talking, there's so much opportunity, but it's also busier. And we're all fighting for the attention of our customer, right? But it's not just other people. It's also just life. It's the news. It's the stresses of life. It's, distractions. It's our own brain's ability to take things in that we're also fighting with when it comes to having content that breaks through. And that's what we want, right? We want content that breaks through. Let's just talk about that for a moment. What are the stats? How bad is this problem? Well, in a study by King's College London Center for Attention, I love that. I just love that there's a Center for Attention. Researchers found that 49% of adults surveyed felt that their attention span was shorter than it used to be. I mean, this surprises no one, right? But I'm just coming to you with the receipts and with the research. Here's another one. A study conducted by Microsoft found that after just 20 minutes on TikTok, users experienced a quote unquote significant decrease in attention span and working memory. We don't even have the patience to watch even a full video on TikTok. Data from the platform itself shows that the average time for users to spend on each video is just 3.3 seconds. So you're not just kind of wanting your content to break through compared to other creators or other people who are maybe doing the same thing or offering the same thing as you, but you're also fighting just the person's brain for the attention. In the quote unquote attention economy or the creator economy, standing out and making a true connection is the gold. That is what you're aiming for. How can I get my work, my business, my message seen by exactly the people I'm speaking to? It's not about vanity metrics, right? It's not about who has, a million followers. It's not about that, although that is nice, yes. But it is about quality. How can I break through that barrier of focus and distraction to speak directly to my people's heart? So this phrase keeps coming to me recently. I believe that one of the biggest ways that we sabotage ourselves, one of the biggest ways that we hold ourselves back when it comes to our content, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a Substack post, whether it's a TikTok video, whatever it is, one of the biggest ways that we hold ourselves back is by overly sanitizing ourselves. We are quieting down the thing that makes us special, the thing that makes us unique, and the thing that will ultimately build a strong connection between us and the person watching or reading or listening. And that's our secret sauce, right? We are sabotaging ourselves because we're afraid of something, right? There's a fear, there's an insecurity, there's a shame, there's an embarrassment. Ooh, I don't want to be cringe. I don't want to be cringe. I saw other people that were cringe and I didn't want that. But the fear of cringe is what is going to hold you back from your greatest potential. 1,000%. The phrase that keeps coming to me is the call is coming from inside the house. It's not that you need to build your skill in social media, although yes, that is important to learn how to use the platforms and what the platforms are for and understanding the mechanics of, how to edit, etc. But you can ultimately outsource that to someone else. It's not about how you can get a perfect edit or how you are one of the 2% of people that knows how to use the back camera on your iPhone. That is not what it's about. It's not about the mechanics. It's about the heart and it's about the soul. The call is coming from inside the house. There is something often inside of us, an insecurity, a block, a worry, a fear that is holding back the power of our voice. And we're going to take a step today to unblock that right now because we don't have time to waste. This opportunity is going fast. And I want you to jump on that bandwagon. I want you to have the impact, the influence, the reach, the engagement, the satisfaction of knowing that your work is making a difference. I was thinking about this earlier today as I was preparing for today's podcast. I was thinking about how, there are a lot of business coaches out there, and I've seen them on Instagram, who talk about, okay, I can help you, to build a brand where you're invisible and it's faceless and no one needs to see you or know who you are, and you don't need to do any social media and you don't need to do any sales calls and you don't need to talk to anyone or see anyone ever again, and like they make these big promises as if that's what we want. And some of you right now listening, either because that's truly what you want, or maybe you're just a bit exhausted by everything and all of this newness and having to like stretch and push yourself to be more bold and to be more visible. I don't know. Some people genuinely do want that, and I understand. But I'm not that coach. And that's not really what we do here at Cosmic Queen. We're not showing up here to cash a check and hide behind the curtains. There is a place for that, and there is a time for that, and there is a way to do that, absolutely. But what we do here is about helping you to bring your true self to the stage, helping you to be the unshakable, confident CEO that you have always wanted to be the person who says exactly what they want to and speaks from the heart, who is visible and who wants to make a difference. That's what we're here for. And that's what we're talking about today. And why wouldn't we use the most incredible tool that has ever been created? This is like printing press level, social media. It's free, it's organic, it's mysterious, it's winnable, and it's an incredible tool that you deserve to have and you deserve to use. You just got to learn how. All right, so I want to share with you 5 questions to ask yourself to help yourself stop sabotaging. If you're in that zone, right, where you're like, I know that my content is not hitting, or I know that I just need to write this book, I want to get this podcast out, I'm ready, or I want to be ready, right? These are the 5 questions that you want to ask yourself so that you are fully prepared and you are in the zone to do those things. This is going to help us to stop sabotaging and start creating. Okay. So number 1, here we go. Why am I doing this? This is not a sarcastic question, right? Like, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I creating this content? Why do I want to have this podcast? Why am I doing this business? Why am I wanting to tell people about this? Why? We have to start here. With every single one of my clients in my private coaching, we always talk about this first. Why? I have to start here, because when someone's experiencing burnout or creative fatigue or is just totally bored in their business or in their corporate job, whatever it is, it's always a motivation thing first. I always check that. And here's a little cosmic tip. Look at your rising sign. Your rising sign needs to be satisfied, or else you will never be satisfied, no matter what you're doing. Even if you're doing your dream job, you will not be satisfied unless that rising sign is satisfied. Okay. So why am I doing this? Connect back to the why. Without the why, this is all just a game. I mean, this is all just like, pointless. And when the going gets tough, you will get stuck if you don't have a clear motivation. So that's why that's number 1. Now, number 2, who am I speaking to? This may seem obvious as well, but whenever I work with entrepreneurs who are experiencing crickets and they're getting 0 comments, 0 engagement, no DMs, no one's inquiring about anything, it's just like really, really quiet. It feels like they're shouting into the void. It's the most frustrating thing. I get it. Oh, I've been there. I totally understand how this feels. I always ask them, who are you speaking to? And usually they do not have a clear answer. This one is always like they can't quite articulate it, right? So who specifically are you speaking to? You're not speaking to everyone. There's a certain kind of person with a certain problem who wants a certain result that you are here to work with, that is your person. And working with that person is not draining, is not exhausting, is not intimidating. They're just your person. And you're like, yeah, hell yeah. Cannot wait to have this chat. Cannot wait to talk to this person. Cannot wait to hear their thoughts. I see this a lot with, little side note, projectors. Okay. Projectors. Know exactly who you are speaking to. I'm starting a new series called Culture Pop. And I'm going to talk about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, a projector, is such a great example of being a projector who has mastered this. She knows exactly who she's speaking to and ignores everyone else. And projectors have to do this. And yet, so many times, time after time, I'm going on a slight rant here, I see projectors trying to speak to too many different groups of people. Stop doing that. Niche down your audience. It is going to save you so much time and so many headaches. Okay, rant over. So, number 3. Who do I want to show up as? And I have a little story about this for you. So I have an incredible client. Shout out to you. You know who you are. And we were doing a coaching, audio coaching day in the Rising Star Business Academy last week. And this person mentioned that, they were having some controversy online. They had posted a video where they said something, they presented their opinion about an industry, and were getting some flack for that. And it had made it all the way over to like another, like kind of Reddit style, post and everything. And people were coming over and not misunderstanding and getting offended and upset and all of this. And they were wondering and they wanted to check in to say, is this all right that I am provocative like this, right? Is it okay for me to show up as someone who has these provocative, even controversial opinions? Like, is that in alignment for me? And I knew that they already knew that the answer was yes, because they already felt it in their bones. They're like, I think it is, but I just want to like, can I have permission and check in with my cosmic blueprint? And I just want to make sure I'm not making a huge mistake because I'm pissing some people off. And I said, oh yeah, it's all over your cosmic blueprint, baby. You know this. Scorpio midheavens, you're one of the ones. You're one of the ones who this is extremely aligned to. But I want to make it clear that everyone should be being provocative. The degree of how you are provocative will change. Like a Cancer midheaven and a Scorpio midheaven is going to be very different. By the way, for Cancer midheaven, look at Kendrick Lamar. Talk about being provocative, okay? But it's in a different way than a Scorpio midheaven, right? Look at Megan Fox. Okay, it's in a different way, but it's still provocative. It's still controversial. So looking at your midheaven can absolutely help you figure out, okay, my tone, my brand, am I in alignment with what people want to receive from me? 100%. That's very important. You want to learn more about that, take my Midheaven Magnetism course, which is now available inside of the Constellation membership. Oh, that's a great place to start. But who do you want to show up as? So we were having this back and forth and talking about this. And I was saying, yes, like being more provocative, what you're doing is you are taking a stand. And this person also has personal view and human design. So there were all these aspects that said, yes, oh my gosh, being controversial is actually so on brand for you. And people will love you for that. For sure, there will be people who hate it, but more engagement, more comments, more debate. Why not? Okay. And then I got a message this morning and it warmed my heart so much listening to this. And they were saying, you know what, you were right. I went and I doubled down and I actually started sharing more of my strong position and my strong opinions. And I started getting all these people who are actually my people in the comments defending me and saying, yeah, they have a point. Yeah, this is correct, right? And they're like, thank you for reminding me of this. I appreciate this so much because it's a part of me that I intuitively knew needed to come out, but I wasn't giving myself permission. This is the power of understanding your cosmic blueprint and also having a coach who helps you to listen to your own intuition because you know it, right? But we doubt ourselves. We doubt ourselves and we doubt, especially when we start getting people who disagree, right? So it's so important that you not tamp down your voice. Don't vanillaize yourself, if that's a word. Vanillaize yourself. Who do you want to show up as? Are you the person who is authentic, who is real, who speaks the truth, who is clear, who is honest, who has integrity? Or are you the person who is overly sanitizing themselves, who is overly, trying to make nice with everyone? That's the person you can't trust. Number four, in terms of the questions, remember to ask yourself to help you stop sabotaging yourself in your content. Number 4 is, what am I really saying? I see this a lot. When content is not working, there's something about it. Either, like I said earlier, you don't know who you're speaking to, you don't know who you're showing up as, or you're not being clear. Sometimes we get into a lot of industry speak, right? I'm guilty of this too. Recently, over this summer, over the Mercury retrograde, I did a total overhaul of my website. It's so much more streamlined now. I changed a lot of the words and I just realized I was like, this is so fluffy. Like, why was it so fluffy? I was using a lot of jargon, a lot of industry speak. Did you know that the best converting sales pages, they've done studies on this, are written at a 5 to 6th grade level? What is that? Like 11 years old? I don't know, 12, 13, 5th or 6th grade level, because we need it simple. We need it handed to us on a plate. We don't want all this like mystery and nuance. Like we're not trying to like, solve a Scooby-Doo mystery while we're trying to figure out if we're going to work with you or not, if we're going to buy your product or not, or your service. We want it to be simple. Remember that stat that I read earlier about, our ability to focus. Get your point across in the first 3 seconds. Be super clear. Have a great hook. I cannot overemphasize the power of a great hook, whether it's the beginning of a blog article, the beginning of a podcast, the first 3 seconds of a video. You've got to catch people right away and do not keep them guessing until the end. This is not an Alfred Hitchcock movie. Actually, let me correct myself. This is an Alfred Hitchcock movie. This is not what's someone who like has like huge plot twists at the end. Like, it's not that. That's not, no plot twists in your content. Okay. If I see that, I'm going to come get you. Like the boogeyman. Say my name 3 times and I will appear. That's not going to happen, right? No plot twists in your content. You want to be like Hitchcock. Hitchcock famously said, and I'm not going to do the voice, even though I'm really tempted to do the voice, but okay, I'm not going to do the voice. But he said, how you keep someone's attention is you tell them at the beginning of the film that a bomb is going to go off. And then he says, and then the whole movie is figuring out how and when and where and who and why the bomb is going to go off. And then, of course, because he's the master of suspense, he said, but then you must never let the bomb go off. Okay, anyway, that's the only Hitchcock voice that I'm going to do. But do you get my point? You tell them what you're going to tell them, then you tell them, then you tell them what you told them. This is like speech 101. But so many of us are not getting to the point until 2 minutes into the video or 10 minutes into the article, and we've lost them. Okay? What are you really saying? Say it in the first 3 seconds, say it up front, and then unpack it a little bit. So if you're telling someone a story about something that you've overcome in your life, say what it was in the first 3 seconds. This alone is worth listening to this whole podcast. This little tip alone is going to change your content and the engagement with your content. Say it up front and say what you're really saying. Say what you really mean. Eliminate the fluff. Okay, last piece, number 5. Why should people care? What is at stake? If you're making content that isn't resonating with people, perhaps it isn't clear why they should care. What's at stake? If you're a mindset coach, what is at stake for people who have a crappy mindset, right? What is at stake for them? What are they missing out on? What is going to be harder for them to figure out? What could life be instead, right? Really hone in on what is at stake and why people should care, and your content will be better. This is something that I've struggled with a lot in my content is I like to talk about the solution and I forget to talk about the problem. So you'll notice that even in today's podcast, I talked a lot about the problem. I'm working on this. This is a skill that I'm growing as well. And I notice that in my content where I talk about the problem more, I get way more engagement because people are like, oh, you see me. Oh, you're reading me. Oh, you're calling me out. Oh, I get, okay. Because it's relatable, right? Because they can understand what I'm talking about because it's clear that I understand what I'm talking about and I'm relating to the problem, right? Why should people care? They care because they share this problem or they have this situation. And then what's at stake? What I'm talking about, what's at stake today is you having your piece of the creator economy, of you making a positive impact on your people, of you having a successful business that grows and grows and grows off of your message, your content, your heart, versus being a secret, being the best kept secret in your industry, the one that no one realized was there, that was hiding in the shadows of mystery, right? This is what's at stake. And I care about it deeply because I care about you being successful and satisfied, just like I care about me being successful and satisfied. The things I'm talking about today, getting specific, answering these 5 questions, have helped me to build my business to the point where I am getting almost on an average of almost just under 100 signups to my lead generator per week. Per week. Can you imagine how many people that is that are constantly coming into my world? People who are constantly seeing my stuff, signing up and saying, hey, I'm interested. I want to know more. There's just this week, it's Tuesday. I've had 4 invitations by brands to work with them. One of them, I'm probably going to do it. TikTok, as in the TikTok, has reached out to me to work with them and to be a partner with them and to make money with them. It's incredible what can happen when your content works for you. But you've got to crack the code for yourself, answer these questions, and stop sabotaging yourself. Stop hiding. We got to see you shine your light. That's what you're here for. That's what you're here for. You came here with a mission, and we're going to help you make that mission happen. Okay, what's the next step? The next step is to go and answer these 5 questions. Sit down, do the homework, and come with us next week. If you're listening to this before September 8th through 12th of 2025, I invite you to join us for the content reboot. I'm so excited to be doing this inside of the Constellation membership. So we are going to get together, and also Rising Star is included as well, but you can't join Rising Star yet. That's going to be opening up in November. So make sure you're on the wait list, but you can join now if you jump into the Constellation membership. So next week, we are going to be doing a week-long focus on content. And so you're going to get prompts from me. We're going to have live discussion. We're going to have a kickoff. We're going to have a closing call, and we're going to have this opportunity to actually totally refresh your content from the ground up. I want you to figure out what is working, figure out what's not working, to hone your messaging, your voice, and I'm going to do it with you. We're going to talk astrology. We're going to talk human design. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So come along, join us in the content reboot, because we are about to enter the most profitable season of the year, Q4, baby, and we're going to be ready for it. I can't wait. All right. I love you all. Keep reaching for the stars, and I will see you in the next episode.